Success is not a fluke. It's not something that happens by chance or luck. No, success is built on a foundation of consistency. You can't just show up when it's easy or when you feel like it. Success demands that you show up day in and day out, regardless of the circumstances. Whether it's sunny or stormy, you must stay the course. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. It's not the big monumental actions that bring success. It's the little things done consistently over time. The small habits you cultivate, the efforts you put forth when no one's watching, those are the building blocks of greatness. There will be challenges, there will be setbacks, but true success demands persistence. Consistency doesn't mean you don't encounter failure. It means that you keep going despite it. It means getting up each time you fall, dusting yourself off, and continuing the journey with more resolve. The road to success is long, but it's a road that can be traveled with consistency. You can't afford to give up just because you don't see results immediately. Time is your ally, and consistency is how you make it work for you. So if you want to achieve something extraordinary, don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now and stay consistent. Keep your eyes on the prize, and every day, make one more step toward it. Because success, my friends, doesn't just happen. Success demands consistency. It's about doing the right things consistently over time. Every effort counts, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time. Do the work consistently, and eventually, the results will show up. It's easy to start something, but it's your ability to stay the course that determines your success. Success is the harvest of consistent effort over time. Consistency isn't about doing things perfectly, it's about doing them regularly and improving each time. It's the result of consistently putting in the work day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's not about waiting for the right moment, it's about making the most of the moment you have now. Success is built on the foundation of self-discipline and consistent action. You choose to show up every day regardless of challenges or setbacks. It's your decision to stay consistent that determines your future. Success is not a singular event. It doesn't happen all at once, nor is it a one-time occurrence. Success is the sum of your daily actions, the small steps you take every single day, consistently. It's not the big breakthrough that makes the difference, it's the steady, unglamorous work you do day in and day out, regardless of how you feel, regardless of the circumstances around you. You can't expect to reach the pinnacle of success with just one grand gesture. The truth is, the path to success is paved by your daily habits, the choices you make when no one is watching, and the commitment to do what needs to be done every day. Whether it's learning something new, improving your skills, or making progress on your goals, these small actions compound over time. Think about it like planting a seed. You don't expect that seed to grow into a tree overnight. You water it, nurture it, and give it the care it needs consistently, and over time it transforms into something far greater than you initially imagined. That's how success works. It's the constant effort, the repetition of good habits, and the persistence in doing the right things that brings results. And here's the catch: the day-to-day actions may not always seem monumental in the moment, but they are. They are building the foundation for something greater. Every time you choose to show up, to work a little harder, to stay focused for just one more hour, you are setting yourself up for success. You are making the choice to invest in your future, to create momentum, and to build the life you want step by step. So don't expect a flash of brilliance or some sudden stroke of luck. Instead, focus on making consistent progress. When you do the little things right every day, they add up to big things over time. That's the secret to true success. It's not in the big moments. It's in the small daily actions that lead you there. Small disciplines repeated over time are what lead to big results. Too often we get caught up in looking for the shortcut, the quick fix, the magic formula that will bring us success. But the truth is, there's no such thing as a shortcut to greatness. Real success comes from doing the small things right day after day. It's the daily, consistent actions that compound and eventually produce results that most people can't even imagine. We tend to underestimate the power of small actions. A single good habit, practiced consistently, doesn't seem like much at first. It might seem insignificant in the moment. But if you keep showing up, if you keep doing that one thing every day, over time it adds up. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often nothing more than the willingness to do what others are unwilling to do consistently. Let's take something as simple as reading. A person who reads for just 20 minutes a day will have read several books in a year. Those books, over time, accumulate knowledge that can change the course of a life. The same goes for working on a skill, building a business, or improving your health. It's not the one big push that creates success, it's the small actions that you commit to doing every day, even when you don't feel like it. You see, success is not just about big, dramatic gestures. It's about the power of consistent, disciplined action. The person who wakes up early every day, who exercises regularly, who puts in the work, even when they don't see immediate results, will see progress where others will not. And over time, that consistency starts to build momentum. What starts as a small effort will grow into something far bigger, something that attracts success. The real beauty of small disciplines is that they are manageable. They don't require you to overhaul your entire life in one shot. You can make incremental changes, and over time, those changes compound into something extraordinary. So instead of focusing on the big picture or the massive transformation, focus on the small disciplines. Cultivate habits that you can repeat every day and trust the process. Because when you do, the results will eventually speak for themselves. The power of consistency is the key that unlocks the door to big results. The law of averages works in your favor when you show up regularly. Life is all about consistency, and the more you put in, the more you get out. When you consistently show up, you increase your chances of success. It's not about being perfect or having everything fall into place at once. It's about doing the work day after day, regardless of whether or not you see immediate results. Let me tell you something important. Everything you do has a cumulative effect. You don't need to hit a home run every time, but by stepping up to the plate consistently, you give yourself the opportunity to hit one. The law of averages is a powerful force. It works for you when you do the little things right, repeatedly. The more times you take action, the more chances you have to succeed, and the more you'll improve over time. Think of it like this: if you show up once, there's only a small chance that something extraordinary will happen. But if you show up every day, if you do your best over and over again, the odds start to shift in your favor. The key is not to get discouraged when things don't happen right away. Progress is often invisible in the short term, but over time, those small actions add up. The people who succeed aren't the ones who only put in the work when they feel motivated or when the conditions are perfect. They're the ones who show up day after day without fail because they understand that consistency is where the magic lies. The more you engage in your work, the more you get to practice, the more you learn, the more you grow. Eventually, those efforts will tip the scales in your favor. So remember, success doesn't happen in bursts of brilliance. It happens when you show up regularly, when you keep doing the right things no matter what. By putting in the work consistently, you give yourself more opportunities for success. And over time, those small actions will add up, making it inevitable that you'll reach your goals. The law of averages doesn't favor the lucky. It favors those who are consistent, those who are willing to show up time after time and trust that their efforts will eventually pay off. Consistency builds character. It's easy to talk about what we want, easy to set goals, and easy to get excited about the idea of success. But the real challenge, the one that separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't, is the ability to stay committed over time. It's not the initial enthusiasm that matters, but the ability to stick to it when things get tough, when the excitement fades, and when challenges arise. Character is built in those moments when you keep going even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every day, doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel or what distractions are in your way. Inconsistency in your actions, especially when you're not seeing immediate results, shapes who you are and what you stand for. It teaches you discipline, resilience, and integrity. It strengthens your resolve and builds the mental toughness necessary to overcome obstacles. The beauty of consistency is that it doesn't require you to be perfect. It doesn't matter if you stumble or if things don't always go according to plan. What matters is that you keep going, you keep learning, and you keep pushing forward. Every time you honor your commitments, every time you stick to your plan, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere, you're strengthening your character. Character isn't something you can build overnight, and it isn't something you can simply wish for. It's forged in the daily actions you take and the consistency with which you approach your goals. It's when you continue to do the right thing, even when it's difficult, that you develop the character that will support long-term success. People with strong character are the ones who persist, who don't give up, who are relentless in their pursuit. They don't let setbacks define them. Instead, they use those challenges to grow, knowing that every failure, every struggle is an opportunity to develop more character. So don't just focus on achieving your goals. Focus on staying consistent, because through consistency, you'll build a character that not only brings you success, but will also make you worthy of it. You can't expect to reap what you haven't sown. It's one of the most fundamental laws of life, yet so many people ignore it. They want the rewards, the success, the recognition, but they don't want to put in the work. They expect great results without making the necessary effort. But the truth is, success doesn't come from wishing or hoping. It comes from planting the right seeds and nurturing them until they grow. Just like a farmer can't expect a harvest if he hasn't planted seeds, you can't expect to achieve your goals if you're not putting in the work every day. If you want success, you have to be willing to sow the effort, time, and energy into the things that matter. You don't get to skip the work and go straight to the rewards. The effort you put in today will determine what you get tomorrow. Think about it. If you want to build a business, you can't expect to have customers if you're not willing to put in the time to build relationships, market your product, or develop your skills. If you want to get in shape, you can't expect to see results without consistent exercise and proper nutrition. Success requires effort. It requires a commitment to doing the things that others are unwilling to do. Many people want the results, but they don't want to put in the necessary work behind the scenes. They see someone else's success and think it was easy for them, but they forget that success is earned through the daily actions, the discipline, and the decisions made over time. Success isn't a lottery ticket, it's the harvest of consistent, deliberate action. You can't expect to reap the benefits of a good reputation if you haven't worked to earn trust. You can't expect to see financial rewards if you haven't invested time or resources into building your wealth. The universe doesn't reward wishful thinking, it rewards action. If you want something, you have to be willing to work for it, to sow the seeds that will eventually produce the results you desire. And remember, the bigger the harvest you want, the more effort you'll have to invest. So if you're not seeing the results you want, take a hard look at what you've been sowing. Are you putting in the work? Are you planting the right seeds? You get out of life exactly what you put into it. If you're not happy with what you're reaping, it's time to change what you're sowing. The future you want begins with the actions you take today. Focus on progress, not perfection. So many people get caught up in the idea that everything must be perfect before they can move forward. They wait for the right moment, the right circumstances, or the perfect plan. But the truth is, perfection is a trap. It's an illusion that prevents you from making the progress you need. Perfectionism keeps you stuck, afraid to make mistakes, afraid to take that first step. It's the enemy of progress. The reality is that perfection doesn't exist. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much effort you put in, there will always be room for improvement. What really matters is moving forward, making progress, and learning from your experiences. The person who's focused on perfection will always find a reason to put things off, to delay taking action. They'll focus on the smallest details, making everything just right, while the person focused on progress keeps moving, keeps learning, and keeps improving. Progress doesn't require perfection, it requires action. You don't have to have everything figured out to start. You don't need to have all the answers or make everything perfect on the first try. What matters is that you start, that you keep moving forward, and that you get better over time. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. Every mistake, every setback, is simply an opportunity to learn and grow. If you wait for perfection before you take action, you'll never take action. The key is to keep going, even when things aren't perfect, even when you don't have it all together. The more you focus on progress, the more you'll build momentum. Every small improvement adds up. And over time, you'll look back and see how far you've come. It's the consistent effort to move forward, to learn from mistakes, and to take the next step that leads to success. Perfection doesn't get you closer to your goals, progress does. When you focus on progress, you shift your mindset from a place of fear and hesitation to one of growth and possibility. The goal isn't to do everything perfectly, it's to keep moving, to keep improving, and to keep making strides toward your vision. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop trying to make everything flawless. Start focusing on progress, and in doing so, you'll find yourself achieving far more than you ever imagined. Success doesn't happen overnight. This is one of the hardest truths for people to accept, especially in a world where we're constantly surrounded by quick fixes and instant gratification. We live in a society that wants everything right now. People want the results without the work, the reward without the effort, the achievement without the journey. But success isn't some overnight miracle. It's the result of consistent work, dedication, and perseverance over time. You can't expect to plant a seed and harvest a tree the next day. Growth takes time. Whether you're building a business, mastering a skill, or improving yourself, it's a gradual process. You won't see instant results, and that's perfectly okay. In fact, that's how it should be. Real, sustainable success takes time to build. It's a slow process of learning, refining, and improving that leads to lasting results. Think of the most successful people you know. They didn't just wake up one day and find success at their doorstep. They worked for it. They made decisions every single day to stay on the path, to learn from their mistakes, to push through the tough times when it felt like nothing was working. It was the daily grind, the persistence in the face of challenges that eventually led them to where they are. Success is like building a house. It starts with a solid foundation, and that foundation is built brick by brick. Each day you put in the effort, each time you learn something new, each step forward you take, you are laying another brick. It may seem slow, and some days it may feel like you're not getting anywhere. But one day you'll look up and you'll see the house you've built. Here's the key: don't get discouraged by the time it takes. Don't be fooled by the illusion of overnight success that people like to portray. Real success isn't about a moment, it's about the journey. It's about what you do every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that over time, the results will come. So if you're struggling, if it feels like things aren't moving fast enough, just remember success doesn't happen overnight. But every small step you take today gets you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. Stick with it. Trust the process. And know that the best things in life are the ones that take time to grow. Every day is a chance to get closer to your goal. It doesn't matter how big or small the goal is, what matters is what you do with the time you have. Every day presents an opportunity to make progress, to take one more step toward your dreams. Whether it's a small task or a major breakthrough, the key is to make the most of each day. The question isn't, am I making big leaps today? It's, am I moving forward, even if it's just a little bit? The days will pass whether you use them or not, and time waits for no one. But the magic happens when you recognize that each day is a new chance to move closer to where you want to be. It's easy to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results, but the reality is that success is built incrementally. Every effort, no matter how seemingly insignificant, counts. It all adds up. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is often the ability to show up every day and do anything that moves them toward their target. The secret to success is the consistent use of time. People who succeed don't always have better opportunities, they just take advantage of the time they have. They don't waste days waiting for the perfect moment or for everything to line up perfectly. They take action now. They make each day count, no matter how challenging it may seem. Think of your goals like climbing a mountain. You don't reach the top in one giant leap. It's a series of small steps, each one taking you closer to the summit. Every day is a chance to take another step. Some days you'll take a few strides, other days you might only take one small step. But it's that consistent movement forward that leads to success. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed by how far you have to go, remember this: every day you're getting closer. Every day you're doing the work, you're inching your way toward your goal. And over time, those small daily actions compound into something much bigger than you could have imagined. Don't get caught up in thinking you need to do it all at once. Focus on today. Focus on the small steps you can take right now. And before you know it, you'll be closer to your goal than you ever thought possible. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You can set all the goals you want, dream as big as you can, but without discipline, those goals will remain nothing more than wishes. Discipline is the force that transforms intentions into reality. It's the steady, consistent effort that connects where you are today to where you want to be tomorrow. Without discipline, goals are just ideas in your head, plans on paper. They mean nothing unless you're willing to take action every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard. Discipline isn't about doing what's easy or comfortable. It's about doing what needs to be done, no matter how you feel in the moment. It's about showing up when others are still sleeping, working when others are slacking, and pushing forward when everything inside you is telling you to quit. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is simple discipline. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's the commitment to do the work, day in and day out, no matter the obstacles. If you want to reach your destination, if you want to see your goals realized, you must be willing to make discipline your daily habit. It's the muscle that drives success. It forces you to take action, to stick to the plan, and to keep going even when results seem far away. Think of it like this: discipline is the vehicle that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. Without it, you're stuck at the starting line. You can dream about success, you can create plans, but without discipline, those plans will never be executed. It's the bridge that gets you over the hurdles, around the setbacks, and past the distractions. Discipline is what makes success inevitable. It's the daily commitment to do the work, to stay focused, and to keep moving forward no matter how long it takes. Goals without discipline are nothing but empty promises. You can't expect to reach them unless you're willing to make the sacrifices that discipline requires. But once you make discipline your habit, once you commit to showing up and doing the work consistently, your goals will begin to shift from dreams to tangible accomplishments. Success will no longer be a distant idea. It will become a reality you've created through the power of discipline. Success is a choice. It's not something that happens to you by accident. It's not reserved for a select few who happen to be lucky or born with some special gift. Success is a direct result of the decisions you make every day. You have the power to choose success, and that choice starts with the actions you take, the mindset you adopt, and the discipline you commit to. The world is full of people who talk about wanting success. They dream about it, they hope for it, and they wish it would just fall into their laps. But those who succeed don't wait for success to come to them, they choose it. Every single day, they make decisions that align with their goals, even when it's hard, even when it seems impossible. They choose to take action when others are sitting on the sidelines. They choose to keep going when things get tough, and they choose to push through the obstacles instead of being defeated by them. Choosing success isn't about waiting for the right conditions. It's about making the decision to pursue your goals, even when everything around you isn't perfect. It's about deciding to take responsibility for your life and your results instead of blaming others or external circumstances. The choice to succeed is a daily commitment to do what needs to be done, to stay focused, and to keep working, even when you don't see immediate results. Success doesn't just happen because you wish for it, and it doesn't come by accident. It comes when you decide that it's worth the effort, the sacrifice, and the persistence. It's about choosing to take the necessary steps every day, even if they're small, because those small actions compound over time to create big results. The beautiful thing about success is that it's available to everyone, but it requires action. It's your decision to move forward, to learn, to grow, and to overcome challenges that determines whether you'll succeed or not. No one is coming to give you success. You have to choose it for yourself. It's up to you to decide what kind of life you want to live, what kind of person you want to become, and what kind of future you want to create. So make the choice today. Choose success, choose progress, and choose to take action. Every step you take, every decision you make is a step closer to the success you've chosen. Don't wait for it to come to you. Go out and create it.